Okay, Portugal. Buildings. He built buildings. That's unsurprising. Money. I think he's making money.
He built buildings and made money by the end of last session. So
yeah, so he's more rich now. He has a new colonial nation which has a player on it. That's something to point out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure who plays this colonial nation. Is it Craft?
I'm not the mod. I don't know.
Well, I don't have any. I actually might be in here. No, is it? Yeah, it's Craft. So I expect this Brazil will be looking good whenever we check that out.
Yes, almost certainly.
Yeah, I mean, Portugal is looking good. What can I say? He's arriving in Asia, it seems like. Like he's... Is he? Okay, finished colonizing that. So I guess we're going to see some conflict there, maybe, if he wants to, I don't know. But like he's about to reach this, and it doesn't make much sense to go there if you don't plan to invade it. Other than that, I think we can just say we are not qualified to really make any notes on this nation.
Yeah.
Okay, Castille. Maybe we have better luck there. Oh, he's losing money. I can tell you that's a bad thing to do. You should not lose money. Why is he losing money though? Okay, he's paying 10 on reinforcements, so without reinforcements he wouldn't be losing money. Although he isn't making that much money, also he's getting stuff from Portugal, so it's not terribly great in terms of economy.
Looks like it.
I mean, he built buildings, but like his economy isn't great, and I'm not sure he's getting a good deal on that trade node if he's getting 7 ducats and subs.
Yeah, didn't we say last that we weren't sure it was a good deal?
You're cutting out for me on Discord from time to time.
You're cutting out for me on my I wonder whose internet it is.
I'll just move to search.
Internet's fault.
Whose fault is it?
Welcome, Brad.
Lurk is lagging for me as well.
Oh no. I guess I can fix that by just using my phone. Give me a second. Let's just continue talking about Castille.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to fix this soonish. Well, yeah, again, the trade deal isn't great. We've said that last session. The amount of money isn't really fair. Like if you take in the power difference you had at the beginning.
Yeah. What's their tech looking like at least? I think that's decent manpower for this point in the game, right?
Yeah, I think that's decent. I mean, tech isn't great, I'd say it's okay. Yeah, he does have some ideas, but not too many. I think you'd want to be at 14, or actually... Yeah, I mean, we have nations on 14. I shouldn't talk too much shit here. I was at war this time.
Look, your nation isn't great. Mine is literally dead in the water.
I feel like 10 is actually halfway decent.
Yeah.
You can do 10, that's fine. Other than that... Like, I don't know if he had much action during this session. I know he used to be allied to Naples, but it doesn't look like he fought the Italians when Naples died.
He fought the Papal States and did a lot of rebel killing in Andalusia. A lot.
Oh, so he's... Yeah, Andalusia is... I'm really interested in Andalusia.
Andalusia was very unstable when I left it.
Actually, let's just go over to Andalusia, I think. I don't have much more to say about Castile.
Yes. So they lost that war against Songhai, right? I think it was a negotiated.
Oh,
It was a
Surrender?
negotiated surrender.
You lost your gold mine.
They lost their gold mine, which is sad.
And
But
they still do not have forts.
let's be real. They could have lost more.
Yeah, they could have. I mean, they lost the dignity and their gold mine. I think that's two things you probably wanted to keep, but oh, we're getting sunset invaded already. Back to Andalusia. Well, you do have superior unit types. That might be something you actually want to take because, you know, they're superior and shit.
And it seems like if Andalusia is like basically still standing at this point, the option. No, I'm a moron. I was about. Andalusia's still open. They literally are now Andalusia. Ignore me.
Yeah, Andalusia is
Well, it's
Andalusia
quite
now,
because
so he
they-
doesn't need to form Andalusia anymore.
Andalusia no longer needs to form Andalusia. They have nice Andalusian ideas and missions.
Well, the ideas are good. That's something to say. They don't have a lot of them, though. That might be a problem.
I've never played Andalusia before.
That's
I don't think
like
I
it's
got
like
the
Spain,
discipline from Morocco
similar
yet.
to Spain.
That their economy is absolute garbage.
Their economy is garbage. The trade node is not great, and they've lost their gold mine.
Also still in loans. I think we're going to see him not having too many buildings. Yeah. Although good buildings left to build, if only he had the money to do it.
Those were all the buildings I built when I was there.
Congrats. Thank you.
I mean, on the positive side, though, he can now get Tunis because Naples died in a spectacular explosion, and now that's up for
It's
grabs
such
again.
good news.
Me, or do they still need to upgrade their unit type?
Yeah, he does
Yeah,
need to
again.
upgrade his unit types. I mean, he can't
Except
afford
like right
advisors.
before the end.
That's fair
Hmm.
enough.
Probably takes up like right before the end of session.
That's possible. I'm also wondering if it's been 2 sessions in a row, if they just have the tab dismissed or like
Yeah.
disabled, and they just don't notice.
I mean, you'd notice if you tech up that there is a new unit type, right?
Usually you would, but also most people wouldn't attack Songhai and lose, so...
Most of the time, I click the button, and then if the unit type pops down, I go, ooh, new unit.
Yeah.
If I accidentally dismissed that prompt, I would absolutely tech up to a new unit type and then forget about that unit type.
But the prompt does reappear if you, like... join
Yeah,
at
so
some
he
point,
must
so-
have put a specific setting on if he wants the prompt gone forever.
It's shift right click to disable. So it's possible he dismissed it and went, come back to it later, and then accidentally was like leaning on his shift key or something. I'm speculating. I'm just saying, might be something to double check.
I mean, you could reduce some autonomy, but the provinces it's in is
Have
like...
you seen how unstable he has been?
No, I haven't.
You wanna go and reduce autonomy?
I can take a fairly good guess.
Alright, so
The
basically,
ratio from
Castille had
troops
to
to manpower is a bit worrying. Like, you have 40k manpower and how many troops? Oh, actually, it's just
He is
spread
very poor,
everywhere.
okay?
Oh,
He can
you're
reinforce his army
colonizing.
precisely once.
You're colonizing, but isn't that... Like, are you allowed to colonize there? What did the
They have-
Aztec do?
No, not only are they non-colonizing,
There is
Explo expansion.
going on about a colonial war coming soon because Cusco took the Musca before they could. Which I think means Cusco wants them dead.
Yeah, Musica is a vassal of Andalusia. Andalusia's landed in a region which I believe was already claimed by...
No, they specifically did not claim that region, that's why Andalusia landed there.
Oh, okay.
It's a fairly bad region
But-
otherwise.
Yeah,
I mean, this
but
bay is
Cusco
kind of
has
okay. It's
fairly aggressively...
a bit developed.
Cusco
fine,
took-
thank you.
Eagerly part of that native coalition, I think. He got seated in
Yes,
last seconds.
so there may well be a war brewing.
I think we can...
Well, we'll get around to Cusco
Yeah, let's just
let's not do
go
things out of order.
further into Africa and look at Songhai for now. The one who's actually doing good in this region, it seems like.
Well, they killed Andalusia. That's pretty good.
Oh, and he has a fort. Well, that's outstanding.
Oh, he has a fort?
They've built a fort. A fort.
What he can't afford, though, are ideas, it seems like. Only 2 of them in Songhai. But very good advisors, so I feel like he's going to be able to catch up with that. I mean, it's not surprising with his gold income that he can afford himself some advisors.
Agadir is the birthplace of colonialism. So colonialism spawned in North Africa.
Yeah.
That probably works out quite well for
That
Songhai.
explains why it never arrived in Sweden.
A lot of people complained about that one. Don't know why. For it to spawn.
Colonialism is kind of a slow one to spread normally.
Yeah, it's one you might want to develop, but like, I mean, England could bring it into this European region. Looking back at Songhai, I think his economy is very focused on gold, still, which will be the case for a while. Other than that, like, he doesn't have a terrible lot of buildings, especially. Okay, he can't build workshops, right? Yeah, he doesn't have to.
Songhai's tech and ideas are no point in the game.
Yeah, that.
No Diplotech. How many people did he vassalize?
I feel like he might have just devved gold mines. Yeah.
It's I think it's Kong and Bagu gold mines.
There are 3. 20 dev, 17 dev, 34 dev, 34 dev gold mine. Oh, that's all million. There's a gold mine.
What?
Did I just see a gold mine with
that has to be
Diplodev? What has he been doing?
It has been improved 34 times, so he voluntarily made it like this.
I would blame the AI, but it's 34 dev in
what I'm guessing
West
is
Africa,
it will have at least collapsed at some point. Maybe also devved an institution there.
But it doesn't look like it collapsed because, like, this is so much.
Well, it says it was devved 34 times. It has 30 for development. If it didn't collapse, that would be impossible.
Yeah,
because you see here the
probably
thing is,
did collapse. But even if it
right
collapsed, that only halves it, and that means there was like 10 production in there. Which still begs the question, why on earth did you admin dev your gold mine? If you have the mill dev to just put up production higher.
I'm guessing it was for Renaissance?
Might be, but...
34 dev is around the amount of development you need to spawn an institution, especially if something's been reduced.
Okay, so maybe we shouldn't blame him too much, but this is a bit weird.
It's a questionable decision, but it's
really funny. I kind of love it.
It's better than deleting all your forts.
At any rate, even if you're behind in like ideas and tech, you have precisely one enemy and a war.
Are you sure you only have one enemy though?
Who else is competing?
Weren't I friends with the other? Oh, you sure at least has.
I see Aztecs on his border.
Okay, that.
If a friendly vacation visitor.
Aztec provinces for Yucatan troops. Okay, well, that'll be interesting, but you still have a home team advantage.
That's right.
We'll see. Maybe the Aztecs are just there for the things to the Caribbean.
Yeah, it's not like or anything.
Okay, I'm still having you people cut out, which is very weird because I'm not like I'm using my phone now.
Hello. Yeah, like this cast is me, Blue Ark, and whichever mods gate crash.
Okay.
And that's every
that
mod.
went last time too. Yep. Those aren't Songhai provinces, by the way. They're Portuguese in West Africa.
Yeah, I mean, that's to be expected. I guess he can't colonize.
It's totally to be expected. Yeah.
Although
Also,
this
for
is
someone
a
that's
bit
so-
surprising. Like, oh, you would those ones start with
Those ones start. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then, anything
think
else
it
to
has
say about
less
Songhai? I
factors?
feel like we could maybe jump up to...
I think we should jump up.
Or actually
That's
jump
not
down to
very
Mutapa and just go through Africa.
Yeah.
Aye, those borders, I like them.
Oh, it's Zim. Okay. Mutapa.
The
I think he's
perfect name
drowning in gold
placement.
too. That would be expected. Yes, he's drowning.
Oh,
in
he's
gold.
rich.
I mean, everyone would be rich with this
it's
trade goods map.
it's what you want to be if you're starting down this region.
It's
Yeah.
what you want to be. It's
His
always-
tech is
it's
actually
always
better than
mature.
Songhai's, which is admirable.
All these
His
odd,
ideas are also way better than Songhai's.
odd production dev provinces. Tut tut tut.
Yeah, probably doesn't want to rival Ethiopia, his only ally.
Mhm.
I don't see much wrong with this nation.
Well, you don't
What's
see
wrong
much
with it?
wrong. Have you looked at the map?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like someone puked all over Africa, but other than that, it's okay.
Who hasn't done that?
That's just how these things are going to shape out.
Yeah, he seems to be looking just fine.
Actually, he also
Yeah.
has a good amount of buildings in his country.
Does he have manufacturers yet?
He does not.
Doesn't look like it.
The early ones aren't that great, I guess.
All of them are pretty shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, he does also have some manpower. Actually, his manpower limit is also quite nice. So, I think that's a good looking Mutapa.
Yeah. Tech is not awful. Ideas could be better, but you're not in the greatest situation for.
Yeah, but I mean, compared
You know.
to Songhai over here, it's both is
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And
Songhai
you're
isn't
in Africa.
exactly
You get like a free pass on this kind of thing. I think a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Last real African nation, like Mamluks doesn't really count. Ethiopia.
You're being rude to the Mamluks.
And rightfully so.
Mamluks are a Mediterranean nation.
Yeah. Ethiopia has that. That's a bit surprising if you're allied to Mutapa. Like, I feel like they might be able to work something out there to fix that. I don't know.
He also hasn't fought player wars. I guess he expanded pretty fast. But so did Mutapa.
Yeah, I mean, he has reached his limits of his expansion now, but he did go Explo, so I think that's something that could be fixed. And he's actually colonizing both this very, very rich province here and
I mean, it
Holland
is
here.
livestock. That's good for manpower.
Also, actually, he
gold
already has the
up there.
Seychelles, he already has something down here, so actually he has a good grip on the Indian Ocean right now.
Yeah,
This
maybe
thing
he
is
could
going
take a
to-
bite out of India.
He does border
Question.
India, that's true, and I don't know.
And Vijayanagar isn't in the best state.
Yeah.
Are we good enough players to help figure out Ethiopia's trade income? Because I feel like it could be better, but Ethiopia is not in a great spot.
Alright, so basically what he
Well,
needs
he's not
to do
collecting
is he
anywhere
needs to
actively.
murder Yemen, and then Songhai, and then India.
Yes, that would help his trade income. Do you have any slightly more constructive advice for something that could maybe be accomplished in
I mean,
the next
he
hour
could-
of the session?
I mean,
I feel like
alright,
what is
so-
he currently making? He's making 4.17. I feel like he would be doing better if he just upgraded all his trade centers and collected in Gulf of Aden.
Induce
He is
the
collecting in the
edicts.
Gulf of Aden. It's its trade capital.
Oh,
Could you?
yeah,
he
then
does
just
need more
upgrade.
trade power there, though. Like,
You use
have-
the trade edicts.
and upgrade the centers.
Yeah.
Definitely
Local trade power
upgrade your
here and here.
nodes.
Kill Yemen because they're stealing all of your trades.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it's
What
just half of
happens
it.
if you? What happens if you collect in Ethiopia? Because
I mean, it's
you're
just
not making mad bank in Ethiopia, but you're sending trade to the Gulf of Aden, which you are essentially giving to Yemen, as far as I can tell.
Alright, so he has 50% in Ethiopia. His trade
problem
income
is it's not going to
4
refresh.
ducats. And he was pulling about 3 ducats out. So that might be more? I'm not gonna do the math.
I can't be asked to do the maths. I can't be asked to unpause.
We can
but
just tell him that's
it is
something you could try. Just click that
something
button
you can
once
check.
and see what it does. And definitely upgrade your trade centers. If you're collecting a Gulf of Aden, those should not be level 1. Really shouldn't be.
They should be upgraded.
He has 4 against 3 enemy trade centers. Well, enemy rifle trade centers. So
You have no good deving land in Ethiopia really, but upgrading the trade centers.
Also,
helps,
given that you're allied with
especially if you can
Mamluks,
get them to 11
you could even try Yemen, try to bully Yemen into a trade deal. Like,
well, the thing is, Yemen is allied to Qara Qoyunlu, and the Mamluks are friends with Qara Qoyunlu, so they probably don't want to fight each other.
It's like when your parents are friends.
you could still try to bully them. That's something that could work. Just tell them, hey, you want trouble or do you want a trade deal?
And
I doubt that the looted would be bullied into a trade deal.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't suggest bullying. I'd suggest peaceful and friendly cooperation. That's
Just say
Coercion.
kill Yemen.
Peaceful and friendly coercion.
I would also suggest asking your friend Mutapa, who has a bunch of money and not enough stuff to spend it on, to like send you some stuff.
Yeah, just
he has enough
tell
time
him.
to spend on though.
But just
He can
like
build
I think the
buildings.
return on investment is pretty good for this trade center upgrades. So maybe you can work something
Yeah,
out
yeah,
with Mutapa there.
Exactly.
Except Mutapa might not want more trade in the Gulf of Aden because he can pull out of there with the downstream's power.
I guess, but they're also allied, and Mutapa is making mad gold bank right now.
But he could use that for his own goods.
I'm just saying, if they're friends, it's worth asking.
It's definitely worth asking, yeah.
Like, I think helping Ethiopia here is beneficial to you, because he's colonizing, he has his eyes on Coromandel, and he has reach to get trade from Coromandel down into Gulf of Aden. And that's something
That's
that
fair.
Mutapa wants to. So if they work together, they're way better off than bitching around.
Oh yeah,
about a few ducats.
Ethiopia has the Maldives and a way into Coromandel. You are right.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
that's
he
something he
needs to
should do
into
too.
India.
He should be transferring trade. Actually, is he? No, he's protecting a gold.
He's got limited merchants. It's only 1512.
Yeah. Well, he's collecting in... Oh, you put his merchants in Ethiopia.
Yeah, I
He's-
mean,
Yeah, he did.
the Ethiopia
That
one.
merchant might have been doing nice.
Question is, what will the merchant do if you just let him sit in Ethiopia? He might, like, if you take it out of Ethiopia, he might transfer to Gulf of Aden. Hopefully, he does.
Wouldn't it go 50-50 on Alexandria?
No, because there's 2 nations that are pulling, so then it will still go the same way, except you no longer get your trade steering bonus and your merchant bonus. So, fairly little will change, because your trade capital is in the Gulf of Aden. So, your trade power will apply to Yemen pulling from Ethiopia.
Yes.
Also, you want
Your
production buildings.
Your trade isn't bad, but there's probably something you can do to make it
Isn't
slightly...
bad, it's horrible.
Sorry, yes. Look, I'll be honest, that's what I meant. Thank you for finishing my sentence.
Oh, also the production to tax rate seems a lot of tax and comparably little production for him.
Well, he's probably dip-deffing his gold mines.
Oh, that's a good point. Check. 7 dev. You could dev your gold mine slightly more.
You want to build like skyscraper gold mines, not metropolis type gold mines.
Like, once you go above 7 dev, it starts getting increasingly likely they'll deplete. But gold is just worth so much more in the early game than in the late game that you want more gold income faster, and if they deplete in like 1652, you shrug your shoulders and move on with your life, ideally.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But maybe he is worried about inflation?
I don't. Well, okay, I was going to say don't. He does have 12 inflation, which is not good.
That's nothing.
But
I think we should just tell him, like,
I would
do your
say-
trade a bit different, try a few things, and we're going to move on.
You can
to
hire an
Mamluks.
inflation advisor.
Or advice is to do stuff differently from what you have been doing it.
Yeah, do something
Be,
different. We
be
don't-
different. Get good.
we can't quite tell you
Advice for
what to
the
do, but
ages.
do something else, please.
Oh,
Mamluks.
power cost
Yeah,
reduction. Ooh.
He could take up right now. I wouldn't know why he isn't taking up. because
Institution.
that's taking a while.
I can see it spreading in his capital area. Not necessarily taking a while.
I mean, 44 right now.
1 point. He must be getting it sold from someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, like, it's only
Knowledge
in his
sharing
capital
from
area.
Portugal.
It will be fucking expensive. He doesn't have the money right now, and it will take him a while to get the money to embrace it. Take at least the middle tech, I think, is pretty fair to take at this point.
I mean,
It's
we're
just
trying to
400.
attack him.
It's
Take
just
it if you
430.
need it.
Look,
But-
he'll probably take it if he gets into a war.
Yeah.
It does get more
I-
expensive, though.
I think you sit on it and hope for efficiency, and then take it if you're forced to by external circumstance.
He's basically doing the greedy play, but it's not really greedy because who's going to attack him? Byzantium?
It's not greedy when he's already sitting on the points, and if someone attacks him, he can just go, ooh, click button. Yes, yes.
I mean, fair enough, fair enough.
I suppose that if that happens in like 6 years, technically speaking, it could be inefficient, but who cares about that 1%?
Well, other thing, he still does not have crown land in his country.
No one needs that anyway.
I beg to differ after last session.
He has 7 crown land.
It's not
Which-
nothing. It's not nothing.
It's more than 0.
It is absolutely more than 0. It's 100% better than 0. But I think you want to sit at least above 10%.
Actually, he
What's
can
his-
kill
what's his
Ottomans in this piece.
fourth
So
area?
that's. Oh, actually, he can't. Ottoman Bulgaria is a thing.
Woo! Long live the Ottomans!
Just make
Oh,
them just
Ottoman
in
Bulgaria
Bulgaria,
is a
please.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, his rum is pretty delayed by this huge ass Byzantium.
Hilarious Byzantium.
Could you just go
I mean,
back
he
to everyone
can still
complaining to
kill
me because I
Byzantium.
even considered spawning a Byzantium? I feel like it would have been fine to put a player here, just saying.
Let's not have
Well,
this
fine for
argument
who?
again.
Fine for Byzantium.
Well, there we go.
Although,
There we
that
go.
depends
Let's
on-
leave it there and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the idea was for Byzantium to be a friend for Mamluks because it didn't remember that.
But Mamluks want
Room.
1%
Some
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, but man didn't remember the rum thing. If he
It's
didn't
just
want
like
to form
me and
rum,
Squid are friends.
if he didn't want to form rum and needed Byzantium to be that for that, allying Byzantium would be perfectly reasonable here for Mamluks. If that was a player.
Rum.
Yeah,
It
rum
would
is
be
a thing.
perfectly reasonable if the thing that is like the main Mamlukian thing didn't exist.
You probably also want to control the Constantinople trade node, right?
Yeah.
Which-
Yeah, kinda.
Requires Constantinople.
It doesn't technically require Constantinople. You can just
Probably.
get all the other trade centers.
Okay, so he's building buildings. That's looking good. He's building a bit of trade. Actually, what's his
I
trade
mean,
map looking
considering we're looking at a double dip bankruptcy nation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
like? It's looking okay
all
for
all
double
things
bankruptcy
given
nation.
fairly
He's doing
decent.
fine.
Also,
He
idea-wise,
has
he's
more.
definitely doing
He's
fine.
over average ideas filled out somehow.
Yeah, it is looking good. He does have some disabled forts. I guess he's not making a ton of money. Yeah. I mean, he's spending a lot of money, to be fair.
He is making positive income whilst you're buying knowledge sharing and you're paying army maintenance. I think his income looks just fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's got a level 5 advisor, for goodness sake. His income's fine.
What?
Level 5 admin advisor.
I thought I did a little bit more damage than this. I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah, Brad. Get good. Or at least get us bad. Win harder. Whatever.
Let's talk about your nation next, Ninja.
Well, we'll get to my nation, I'm sure.
Just let's stick with Mamluks for a second. I think like Turkish is going to get a bit better with conquering this, but this is not a nice Turkish land, so
He has its 32%.
Yeah, he will have to
There's no
stay
reason
a
to not
bit,
have-
but not too much, I think.
He's going to flip Turkish soon. Because you need that for rum.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it's not going to take too much to flip to Turkish right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're agreeing.
yes, I think that you've confused me very much.
That's my job.
Sure.
Okay, moving on. I think it's just fine. It's pretty obvious what he needs to do right now. Kill Ottomans, kill Byzantium, try not to get Byzantium or Ottomans protected by someone else.
Let's tag into Yemen before we forget them, and then circle back round to Europe.
Yeah, so Yemen and then onto France, as it makes sense. Actually, Yemen has more troops than I would expect Yemen to have. Also, he's
They
making
have
more
their
money than I
great
would
notes.
expect him to make.
The
Oh yeah, he's
Gulf
the
is
crazy
pretty
deaf
rich.
nation. I just remembered.
Well, we did just notice that, like, point out that they have the Gulf of Aden right now, and they do have the coffee.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, he has a lot of ideas. And he has friends now, apparently, in Qara Qoyunlu.
For now.
Oh, that sounds ominous. Yeah, decent tech. Completed 2 idea groups, which is very nice. Don't know what his previous ruler was. The Regency Council is sad, but a 624 as heir is not bad.
No.
Could be better.
You can check in ledger
It
what
could be
his
worse.
previous ruler was. Oh, right, we locked that.
I think he's nowhere close to getting it. I mean, he did develop in a few provinces, I guess, but the institution will take him a while.
Mhm.
Like, I think he will have to get it from Qara because no one else likes him, right?
Presumably.
But Qara has it
There's
in one
no-
province, so...
There's no reason for Mamluks or Ethiopia to like him. That's the biggest problem with Yemen, is it looks like a very nice nation. They're just
All
gonna
the nations in the area hate you.
they're just gonna have to int someone at some point.
But
They
to be
can't
fair, I'm
int
kind of
the
surprised
Mamluks. It's too
as to
weak.
how much development Yemen has. Because, like, that's half of Mamluks, basically.
That's a third of Mamluks.
I think it's more
There's a
half.
significant difference there.
It's an underdog story, but it's not impossible.
Okay, I'm doing the
by any
halves now.
stretch.
Well, they have 230. Mamluks has 650. That's more like a third than
They have 260.
No, you're counting vessels in there.
40%. They have 40%.
Close to a third.
Mamluks has more.
Mamluks has subjects too, that's the thing. So, like, just take it with subjects, and then it's about 40%.
Oh, yeah, Mamluk still has the 3 marches.
So, I think it's actually surprising for a Yemen to be this big. Especially if he's also better in ideas, that actually he does pack a punch. Especially combined with his terrain. So he's definitely not a pushover for anyone.
You don't know. You don't want to
Did
underestimate
he
them.
place the forts on the mountains?
Yes. I mean, that's a
No.
desert, that's also fine.
Fort, desert,
That's
fort.
a mountain. That's also a mountain. Like, he has a lot
Sorry,
of
mountain
mountains.
fort.
And I mean, he's fine from this side, I think, because I didn't see 26 galleys with... Oh,
Yeah.
but is this an inland sea?
The
Bab el Mandeb.
Ethiopia
No.
only has light ships.
The strait is not an inland sea.
And it's actually... Why the galleys?
Because the Strait of Hormuz is an inland sea.
No, it isn't.
But
Sorry,
It is-
Strait of
it
Hormuz
is.
is.
But why did you
Yeah.
care about the Strait of Hormuz that's tied between two completely different nations?
Well, I'm guessing he might be a little bit more scared of huge Timurids than of Mamluks than of Ethiopia.
Yeah, but that's Mamluks here.
Timurids is a scary nation in theory, but Timurids also, I'm fairly certain, have very little interest in fighting Yemen, whereas Mamluks.
Yeah, but I mean,
They're
I
much
mean,
more
even-
like
Mamluks
even if-
wasn't worth blockading against. because
even
you
if
can-
Timurids was interested in blockading, like, what is this fleet going to do? Because this is a Mamluk vessel. So either he attacks Mamluks, which will not involve your fleet and just takes this
that is a
province,
Mamluk march.
or he attacks you and moves through this land. Like,
I'm guessing
The
he
fleet doesn't do
probably
anything.
figured that the strait was an inland sea because it looks like one.
It looks like an
yeah,
inland sea.
that makes more sense to me. But you probably
Yeah.
do want heavy ships to defend your strait properly, because this is the one you really care about if you're actually unfriendly with Mamluks and Ethiopia. And I think
if you're
Timurids
unfriendly
shouldn't
with
be...
Mamluk,
Timmy
you
shouldn't
don't
be a
care
worry
about
if
navy.
you're allied to Qara. Qara is best friends with Timmy. I don't see Timmy attacking an ally of Qara.
And you've got to defend that coffee province, because otherwise how are you meant to stay up and fight wars past 9 p.m?
Very true. Very true.
tobacco.
It's not the new word.
That is, I guess, yeah. France.
Yeah.
La France!
The logical next nation to look at is France. He has some
The
debts,
nation that lost the Italian wars.
which I think, yeah, Italian wars happened again. Actually, Burgundy grew. Oh no, he annexed Nevers there. Well, France is a bit of a tough one. Like, he helped us fight Austria, which, while very appreciated, I'm not sure is in the best interest of France necessarily.
Austria told France to stay out of Italy. France didn't stay out of Italy. I'm guessing Austria and France had a little bit of bad blood.
Yeah, they definitely do, but
We might be getting ahead of ourselves, but given how many enemies did Austria end with by the end of the session?
Muscovy, Brandenburg, France,
honestly,
England.
counting Muscovy isn't entirely fair, because like he arrived a month before the Uncon happened, so Muscovy didn't matter in this war. I think
Muscovy
May or
counted-
may not have been my fault. It
like
was
the
definitely
people that actually fought, I think, were Sweden, Brandenburg, Cologne, France, and England. That's the one that should be counted.
Mhm.
And that's
Muscovy-
against Austria, Bohemia, and Hungary, which were
Muscovy
also placed.
wanted to fight because they kept on offering me peace deals.
Were there what, good peace deals?
Oh, actually,
they
Lübeck was fighting
No.
Austria too, because Austria
There
then
was-
did a no CB war on Lübeck.
Yeah,
Oh.
there was one white peace offer from Muscovy, which was the best offer I received. But by that point, I was already well on my way to bankruptcy, and all that would have happened was I would have postponed my death. So I said, no,
I'd still
carry
have
on
taken
fighting.
it.
No, there was no coming back. I was fully committed by that point.
Okay.
Anyway,
Back
way
to
ahead of
France.
ourselves. Back
Yeah.
to France.
He has not too many ideas. That's 9, but it's okay for the region we've said before, and Castille with 10. Should probably have a bit more, but like he has been torn apart a bit. He doesn't have a lot of troops. Like,
Well, he lost some major war. Well, he has manpower, actually.
yeah, he has a lot of manpower, he just doesn't have troops.
Maybe he has little troops so that he has to pay little maintenance because he has a lot of debt.
He does have a lot of debt.
Fair enough, fair enough. He is getting subsidies from England, as you'd expect. But if he didn't get those subsidies, his income is pretty miserable. Especially he's not paying for his army. I mean, he doesn't have much of an army to pay for.
I'm
but-
assuming there's a trade deal because their trade income
Yeah.
is 0.3 ducats a month.
Oh, yeah. So let's just count that as his trade income, I guess.
Yes.
He's playing quite a lot for forts. But, I mean, it's France. You have a lot of
Those
open borders.
forts.
I feel real bad about the king he has.
Well, what is it?
King,
the heir is also shit.
absolute idiot the first, and I cannot disagree with that assessment.
Yeah, he's actually very, very bad. Exceptionally
I'm
bad.
so sorry.
Yeah, he
That's
deserves to
exceptionally
be
piss poor.
somewhat behind in ideas.
Yeah, France could need some help. Actually,
Like
rumor
England
has it
taking
as
it over.
France would have died last session if he didn't find a surprising new ally at some point to defend against Austria, because apparently Austria is eyeing up this land for himself now.
By Austria's eyeing up the land, you mean Austria's cause that he still has?
He's eyeing up his
Yeah,
land,
right.
but probably not only
eyeing
that.
up the land that France took in the last war.
I think he's eyeing up more than that, honestly. Also might be eyeing up a dead France. So,
Mm-hmm.
That might be another cause for trouble for France, which is really not doing great right now. Like, he needs to... I don't know what he needs to do. Not
He
fight.
needs to not be enemies with Italy. That'd be a good start.
Yeah.
This Florence-Austria alliance does not seem like this is going to happen.
He threw his chips in with Savoy, and Savoy died. Florence,
Yeah.
Austria, and Switzerland. Oh, that's a painful alliance for France.
Wait, is
Although,
Florence allowed that? Because Austria counts as a lot of like all your player slots. I remember that much.
It's Bohemia left, so it's allowed now.
Oh, Bohemia left. Okay.
But I think we're going to get to 1550 next session, which means fifth line.
That's going to change.
mhm.
There's going to be a huge uproar because of that.
Yeah,
Everyone will die.
maybe. Sweden probably won't, so that's fine. I mean, what to say about France? Just your diplomatic situation is the problem here, and your allies don't really... Like, that's not enough.
Also,
England-
England might want you dead at the end of this.
England's
I don't
gone
think so.
exploration expansion. I'll be honest, if England does the deal with France at the start, it gets to go expansion, exploration, and then while still allied to France, France dies, and England just gets to pick up like northern France for free. That's probably quite nice for England.
Yeah. England doesn't have like a strong military, and they have fairly little reason to commit to saving France.
I mean, the thing is just the English military doesn't matter if you're fighting people like Florence or Austria. They just melt on contact with the enemy.
Yeah, exploration expansion, like they have a bad military, that's not even what they're going for.
Like, what I'm saying is France
So-
needs to pick up more allies, and if they can get, just get one more ally, period, and if you can get another one after that, ditch England for that and make an informal alliance with England, because basically every European nation is a better ally for you than England right now.
The only thing England has going for it with the alliance is the trade deal, which...
Oh yeah, you can't do the trade deal without being allied. That's very true.
You read the rule.
Yeah, I did read the rules. I actually did write the rules too.
That's what I said.
That's indeed what Ninja said.
Maybe for Brandenburg or something. Like, ask Brandenburg if he doesn't want to switch England for you, because you need allies, you need friends, and you need help.
Yes.
Speaking of friends, let's go over to Cologne. Or actually, Italy first.
England.
Italy.
England.
England.
Fair.
Those are further west.
Anglican boys.
I like Anglican. I'm just going to put this out
Anglican
there.
hype.
Free money!
I really enjoy Anglican as well. I mean, if they exploration, expansion, Anglican, the English army will not be the finest in the world. But man, are you going to make mad bank?
Why is England in debt?
Because he's subbing a lot. Like, that's just been a constant state
He
for him.
still
I feel
has
like.
a balance of 15 ducats. What war did he fight that has debt?
Presumably the one with France involved.
That seems fair.
It's going to take a while, I guess.
Yeah, like, he has paid a lot of money to Brandenburg and Cologne during that war, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah.
I mean, ideas are
Bills.
looking good for him.
Build more production buildings.
Yeah, definitely do
You
that.
have the money for it. Good tech. Good ideas.
Could also build some manpower buildings, like your manpower isn't
You
great.
could-
I mean, he isn't going military right now.
Yeah,
is
I mean, if he had the money, though, he could be building them.
England could actually go behind in some techs, right? To dev more. That'd be
Yeah.
like you have you're ahead of time in all techs, which on the one hand is good. On the other hand, I feel like in this situation where you're fairly safe, go
You
behind
could
and
go-
throw it into dev.
To be fair,
could
though,
go
saying he's
behind
pretty
him,
safe. One thing,
Hmm?
maybe
Am I
have
missing something?
maybe have heavy ships. As
He
England.
doesn't have heavy ships?
No,
Wait.
he does not have a single heavy ship.
Hey, Holland, wanna get the free English channel?
Your fleet is 18 transports and
Oh, he's allied to
2
Holland.
light ships.
Like,
I
right
mean,
now, the
he's allied to
Swedish Navy could beat the Royal Navy.
But the thing is, who is going to attack him that actually like has naval capacities?
Fred, at this point, it's a matter of pride. If you're England,
also,
if
like-
you're not only England but you're fully colonial England, and you have no fighting fleet to speak of, it's all transports.
Also,
Like that's
like,
just it's
I
sad.
remember so many sunset invasions landing in Britain out of all places. Like, I'd be scared as England right now. You don't have any fleet to defend yourself.
That sunset invasion is a valid argument, I guess.
Also because there are war goals to be had here. Like, you either lose your entire colonial nation, and if you decide to fight, your homeland is up for grabs. You can't defend your own homeland.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
someone like
fix
Yucatan will
this.
have a sizable naval force limit, and they have gold money to just pump out a fleet that overrules you if you don't build up previously.
You don't need an enormous fleet at this point of the game. You need a fleet.
Fair.
To be fair,
Um,
I just checked, Holland doesn't also not have ships. So,
They're not on the islands, though.
yeah, like I'm just saying, Holland can't just go over there and say, oh, that's mine now.
They're also allied to Holland.
yeah, we just pointed that out.
Oh yeah, I like to Holland, I like to Brandenburg, I like to France.
You're not directly in danger. Your nation doesn't look bad. Please build a fleet.
Yeah, but like the second
Please.
someone attacks him that the land allies can't reach, he's done.
Yeah. Please build a fleet
Yeah,
before some stupid bullshit happens.
Like Norway
Like
could
sunset
kill you right
invasion.
now. Don't let Norway kill you.
I'm pretty sure Sweden would stop that, right?
Oh, I have
Yeah.
no control over Norway. That's nothing I can do something about. Okay, Holland. What's Holland doing? Losing money. That's something you don't see often in Holland.
Well,
They
England,
do have a lot of state income compared to the rest of the income.
England controls 69% of the English Channel, which is the exact correct amount to control in
Nice.
the English Channel. Yep. But it means Holland's not going to be making trade money.
They only
they
have
won't be-
one trade center.
They won't be making money out of. I mean, here's the thing, this English Channel, they're going to make some money out of it just by virtue of
They're
it being the
making
English
10
Channel.
buckets. That's
But
a lot.
yes, by virtue of it being the English Channel. But England controls Bruges and Antwerp.
But I wonder how much of a long-term
Why
alliance this is with
Egypt?
England.
Why
Like,
did you
technically, they
pronounce
shouldn't
it
be
Bruges?
liking each other too much. So,
Holland probably has no choice in the matter.
right now, yeah, but
Who's
if
Holland?
another
Holland
Austrian
sided
war
with Burgundy,
happens.
right?
Yeah,
I think everything has flown from that.
Yeah.
Is Burgundy still coming back? Burgundy committed?
Burgundy did say something about the return of the Burgundians.
Okay.
yeah, Belgium is still doing fine, I think.
Greater Luxembourg.
Stab some people in the skull. Ah, yeah, Greater Luxembourg, I can agree with.
Oh, actually, Aachen is still on the map. That's impressive. In terms of Holland, though, he could have a few more trade ships, I guess. But other than that, yeah, you're kinda in a tough spot because where are you going to go from here?
Exploration quality, which is probably what I would
If he takes,
prefer in terms
Limburg.
of idea groups.
you should be able to form the Netherlands, right?
It just needs admin tech now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. He just needs the actual modern Netherlands.
I mean,
Well, he doesn't even need the actual modern Netherlands. He doesn't own that.
he doesn't need that one province, yeah.
You're forgetting about Limburg. It's important, guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm living right next to that, and I can tell you it's very much not important.
It's where all of the coal is.
That's fake news. Okay,
In real life. But
carrying on. Well, yeah, get another spot for your nation. Just move it somewhere else. Greece, maybe. Greece is free right now. If you have Netherlands there, it would be better.
stop trying to make Byzantium happening. It's not happening.
But if I just placed a player that's already in the game there, how are you going to stop me? If I just replace Byzantium with Holland now?
Well, then it's not Byzantium, so Byzantium is still not happening.
There'll be a right in tavern. It's fine.
Okay, Burgundy. Actually, what do you need to form Lotharingia? That was a lot, right?
You need a lot.
That's no longer on the table, Lotharingia. Because I think he needs, like... She needs, like, the Dutch capital as well?
Actually, surprisingly low death in the Netherlands. It's something I just noticed.
It's not strictly speaking off the table, because it's... You'd need to kill Holland, which I guess is your ally, which isn't great.
Your only friend, for that matter.
Yeah, you'd need to murder your only friend, but that's not like a brand new thing for EU4.
The thing
You also need to face through England somehow then.
I mean,
because England is in the way.
Something that could happen though is if we actually see France dying to Austria, we could see a second war from Castille and Burgundy against France, reclaiming what once was Burgundy. And there's a lot of course to be returned there. And permanent claims all the way up to Paris. And
the Burgundian comeback
France
is not off the table, which is hilarious.
Like, look at those claims.
But just going off of the weakness of France's position right now. But to form Lotharingia, you basically need to take a bunch of stuff off Holland and Cologne. And preferably Lorraine. Which
also, actually, expansion options aren't that bad for Burgundy.
Take Lorraine. Take Lorraine, like right now.
Yeah, I just was wondering, why is Lorraine a thing?
You have a truce with them. 15-15. Take Lorraine as soon as your truce ends. Just eat them whole. Nom nom nom.
Lorraine is purely a thing because Burgundy was too busy fighting the French to worry about annexing Lorraine.
Probably yes.
But I mean, if you take Lorraine and then in some war you get returned your land here, and then you take like that, you're actually decent again. Your country makes sense again, and you're still in the empire, having the protection that means for you.
You gotta kind of like juggle like the English and the Austrians around and hope that France dies, and then you can make a comeback.
Actually, this is also something that could be happening if we see France dying. Just get a new France.
That would require England that you have Paris.
That you could form France if you feel like being boring.
I mean, Lotharingia is obviously cooler, but France is easier.
Tech could be better. Tech could be worse.
Yeah, it should be better, maybe.
Same with I mean, Diplo is only Tech 6, but you can also take it.
Ideas are the same
next
as the
month.
French, so not behind there.
Yeah,
surprising lot of death actually.
And the other two are Tech 8, and England is Tech 9. And I was saying, hey, you don't necessarily need to take it ahead this early. So I think it's probably alright. If your points are going into other useful things.
I guess it's
just
fine.
Make sure with your
situation
to probably keep on Miltech, because anything can happen right now. But no advisors is not fun. Yeah, your budget's not great. I don't know how you fix that right now.
Do a lot of diplomacy.
Because your trade income is...
Yeah, but actually a lot of chances for Burgundy with a dying France on our hands, maybe. Probably. Could be. Cologne. Actually, he's making a lot more money. A lot more money. Could probably rival someone out of this list.
Like...
Oh, you definitely want to rival someone if you're at 45 power production.
Yeah.
Like,
you can rifle, like, Burgundy or something.
Someone there.
Yeah, like Burgundy.
Rival someone, get that power projection up. Get those 3 points, boys. Insulted rival. Can they do a scornful insult right now?
I mean, they don't need to. It should. No, it doesn't attack up because the attack's down.
Well, he's way below his force limit for obvious reasons after the war that just happened. Like, Cologne was hit probably second hardest by that war after Brandenburg. But it seems to be going up again. Country seems relatively stable from what I can tell.
Making a nice amount of money, some of that is probably because your army is non-existent a little bit.
Yeah, like it's way below what it could be.
Right, there's a 20k for rebels, and there is above 0 manpower. But like that's all forgivable if you've just been major war. Hiring
His-
advisors, you could probably hire a level 2 something. Or maybe put it into buildings. I don't know. What's the buildings like?
His army is weaker than Burgundy's though, which is kinda weird.
Well, right now it
Actually, you
is.
know what? Maybe I want buildings over.
But
what you're
looking at this allies, he doesn't need to
Yeah.
worry about that. What he needs to
Yeah.
worry about is this. Because he's not happy with what happened last session. But I think, like, Cologne is just fine, from what I can tell.
He's fine, yeah.
Let's go over to... Actually, Lübeck is still in the way. Oh, a looming disaster. Religious turmoil. Oh no, we're going to see the same when we go over to Sweden. No, actually, Daka War killed that, I think.
Religious turmoil is also the least worst disaster you can get, I think.
Yeah, I think it's pretty okay to deal with.
Court and country is a
It's
positive disaster.
unfortunate, but I think you can just like eat the rebels and occasional point loss.
Well, he has very high development for this land. Like, he's same as Burgundy in terms of total development.
Why did he let you have Denmark, Blurg?
He didn't have a say in the matter, I think. No one wanted to help him kill Danish AI, and I just took this in the first war.
Kinda good.
Well,
Yep. Sometimes it be like that though.
True.
yeah, like he just never had a chance to get England. And now we're friends. Like, we fought in the same war, and he sold me his condos.
Does
I
Lübeck
guess.
have any allies? Any? Where'd they go?
No. But
So,
he also doesn't
Lübeck
need allies,
is-
because Cologne, Brandenburg, and Sweden all don't want to kill him. So, who would he ally?
Didn't you want the Lübeck trade note?
I guess sometimes I want it, sometimes I don't, but I don't want to kill Lübeck for it.
Look, Lurk, I'm not telling you to kill a poor guy, but I'm saying you could make huge profits of it.
But I'm also saying could just make a trade deal with him.
That works too.
And it's probably better because of trade efficiency. Like, we were
That's
looking
all.
at doing that at some point, but I got distracted with being in a death war. Yeah, but other than that, like, Lübeck is just doing the Lübeck thing, trading.
They're not making. Oh, they're paying for. They're subsidizing people. I was going to say they're not making much money.
Actually,
but they are
got it.
subbing people.
Who are they subsidizing? Brandenburg and Cologne, yeah, well, fair enough. You'd need those
Probably
guys
for
to be
the
safe.
war. Yeah, you need to keep them on team, and they were just in a major war, right? So.
Actually, why am I
that's
not
good.
getting any subs?
correct.
I paid his fucking condos the entire war for Brandenburg.
Well, look,
I
you
don't-
paid him money, so you clearly don't need money.
Lübeck can't afford any more subs, I would say.
Yeah, he should give the other people less subs and me more
Oh,
subs.
they are paying. Okay, actually, they are paying for a level 2 and a level 3 advisor. The budget. Okay. The budget isn't as bad as I thought it was.
They
Well, that's-
probably need a level 3 advisor to.
I mean,
like,
looking over
stay
here, I
somewhat
think I
relevant.
know why he's giving the money to Brandenburg, because Brandenburg was hit quite hard by this war, which is to be expected if you're half your country, like all the way until here, he was sieged down by Austria for like 10 years or something.
The core of your country. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just had this and retreated there 4 times and still somehow managed to save his army. I have no idea why on earth Austria let that happen.
Probably busy fighting on multiple fronts that war.
It just had one front for him. Like, I don't understand what Austria's problem was. We had only this theater of war in Brandenburg. And Brandenburg
we're going-
retreated to Königsberg like 3 times, and he always snuck by through Kolberg and Wolgast into Lübeck. And not a single time has Austria moved like the 2 provinces up to stop him from doing that. Like, that would have been a death for us if we just lost the Brandenburgian army.
Interesting.
But luckily he didn't, and we kind of survived. But Brandenburg, like, as I said, he was hit very hard by this war. Also, he got a lot bigger, though.
Yeah,
he's
he's
looking
looking
viable
like
now.
picture big at this point.
And there's something
this
nice
is a
happening
nice,
in one town.
viable Brandenburg borders by now. And it was not looking like that was guaranteed at the end of last session.
It definitely wasn't. Definitely wasn't. We had a lot of luck actually because Austria's king died and he got into regency. Which, funnily enough, now Brandenburg's in regency. He got into regency for 8 years, and those 8 years really saved our ass because Brandenburg managed to get land from Poland in that time.
Which he then lived off during the war.
If we didn't have that 8 years grace period after the truce was up, we would have been so dead. Also, like, I was able to fix my Sweden in that time, and suddenly I was able to commit, like, 30k troops to a war.
Oh, well, this wasn't that nice change.
Yeah, but Brandenburg, like, it depends on what happens with Austria, but Brandenburg has a lot of friends in this region, like you've seen last war. Some have called it a gang, but I have never seen a gang that was defensive, honestly.
Agreed. Defensive war cannot be a gang.
Well, now we're basically into this. Can someone please tell me what? Because I just know that like this major war with Austria went down. What actually like happened?
Okay, so the thing that happened, like, it was because of the roleplay. Brandenburg wanted to form Prussia, obviously, and Austria was like, oh no, there can't be a king in the empire, burn the heathen. And so he decided to gobble up Brandenburg and spit out a lot of provinces. Like, his reasoning was that there should be a fair land share for Lübeck, but Lübeck never asked for that land and never got it because Brandenburg just took a bet. That's a whole other story. Well, so Brandenburg was cut down and he was afraid of Austria coming back, so he made like a group between sessions asking everyone, hey, I need help. He asked a lot of people to help him. And everyone was like, yeah, okay, we don't want you to die to this rogue Austria. So then we had this build-up period with the 8-year regency help. And, well, and basically...
that was at the start of this session?
Yeah, like from the start of the session, Brandenburg was just preparing for war, taking whatever he could to grow his land, and everyone was like Cologne, Brandenburg and me, we were just all building up to fight this war. We all knew it was coming. Well, and then it came, and it was a bit iffy. Like, if Muscovy would have contributed to the war, I think we might have had a discussion about rules here, because, like, the second the war was declared, literally the same day, Brandenburg broke his alliance with Moscow to ally England, because Moscow was busy fighting you. And Moscow was still called in. So Moscow was in the war, but not allied to Brandenburg, so Brandenburg had a free alliance slot, and allied England, which then enforced peace. Also, France was in the war. I think that was also enforced peace.
Well, this was. I thought there was a genuine, honest to goodness like coalition war, right?
There was another coalition war.
That was a huge coalition.
That was a huge AI coalition led by someone. Might have been Switzerland. Might have been someone else. Probably not Switzerland. Like, I don't know. A coalition attacked, and Austria released Burgundy for that, and then. I think he grew silly or something, I don't quite know. Like, he just...
Oh, right, Burgundy was under him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Burgundy...
Burgundian inheritance happened.
Yeah, Burgundian inheritance happened at the
Yeah, that's the time he had more alliance slots than he could use.
Yeah, then he had 3 human allies, basically, with his... all his subjects.
No, he had 4 subjects at first, because Holland was also part of that.
Oh yeah, but he did have to get rid of Holland immediately.
Yeah, a subject and ally are not necessarily
so, like, the
same.
AI coalition didn't matter too much. He just pieced out very cheaply with giving up Burgundy.
Okay.
But, like, you could argue if Muscovy would have actually been in the war this way and contributed, that this would have been weird, but we managed to beat Austria without Muscovy's help, so it doesn't really matter that this was a bit iffy that he was in there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been easier to beat him with Muscovy, just saying, but...
I'm sure it would.
I saw the Muscovy instead
the wrath of the
England.
Muscovite troops.
Yeah,
Were they weak?
Like, the thing is, the forts fell so quickly. Like, that's the thing with the level 1 forts this late. They just don't hold a long time.
melt.
But we had a lot of fighting advantages, actually. We had the combat bonus in capital terrain, which is forest, obviously, for most of Germany, and Cologne had that. So we managed to get a +3 on every roll with river crossing and forest and a +1. So, like, battles went pretty well for us when we were defending, but we just still couldn't cope with the numbers that Austria was bringing, so we were getting pushed back and back. And, like, I think the first time we were able to push back is somewhere in Cologne. Like, he had pushed us all the way behind the Rhine, and then we were able to push him back after winning in Cologne.
Ooh.
Okay.
So we were losing for a long while, but then we kind of managed to do it. And
Keep
like actually, like everyone kind of agreed in our alliance that Austria should just have taken the white peace that England enforced. Because at the beginning England was joining with just with condos, and then he enforced peace. And at that point, like Austria should have just accepted to enforce peace.
At that point, Austria probably didn't want to accept it.
Yeah, but if you don't accept a white peace request, you can't really complain about a gank if the alliance doesn't grow anything.
He still did it, so clearly you can.
Everyone
Yes.
can complain about everything in EU4.
That's true, but I just don't see the point. I have never seen anyone call enforced peace a gank. That's just... Please don't kill this person, they are ganking me. Okay.
Yeah, when
Well-
you literally, the game gives you the opportunity to wipe these out.
I think we can just look at the...
Let's just move on.
Yeah, last ally in the Brandenburg-Cologne alliance. And also one of the main allies in there is actually me. And my nation is looking better. I can now proudly say that it's kind of working what I'm doing. I think I got out of the war the best out of all defenders.
You weren't on the front.
You weren't on the front line, so that would make sense.
Yeah, like at some point Austria offered me white peace, and I was like, why the fuck would I accept your white peace? You can take
You
max...
can lose that war and still not lose anything.
Yeah, like I just really do not care about Austria. Like I can fight him all day long. He's never going to cross my straits, and if he's willing to go this way, yeah, well, have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
then
yeah.
you can just
Your
burn down
your
his
autonomy seems like it's fixed. Your budget is not the worst.
actually, income is
You
going
can afford.
okay.
You can afford a level 2 advisor.
Yeah. Also, I took all the states thingies because now I know how they work. Oh yeah, actually, religious war is still ticking up, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to dodge it because I'm at 64. That will be tough to get.
Sometimes it happens.
I had very bad luck with Protestant. Like, I was in a war when it spawned, so I didn't get a Center of Reformation, and then fucking Norway got the Reformed.
Reformed.
So
The
that's now
Centers of
spreading.
Reformation had like 2 AI and then a really small player.
Yeah, like Cologne and his vassal got one, if I'm not mistaken.
Where's the third Protestant Reformation Center? Did it get?
Agen has one. Cologne has
Did it get
one.
bombed somewhere?
I think it might have vanished when he integrated his vassal, because I'm pretty sure Cologne's vassal had one, like Munster.
That won't make it vanish though. It needs to be converted for it to vanish, right?
I don't know how it happened, but
Well-
I'm pretty sure he did have one. Like, all of them were very close in that region. I definitely know that. So
Wait. We missed something when we looked at Portugal. Go look at Portugal.
Oh yeah, that I remember seeing Japan and Galicia and being like, oh, why is that a thing? Apparently to make Portugal Shinto.
That's beautiful. How did he get the range for that so fast? Is he just?
I think it was a team effort between a lot of people.
That's beautiful.
Right.
Oh, this is
Portugal...
the why exactly is the Portuguese capital in Menorca?
Don't question Dart.
Maybe that's how he got. No, I have no idea.
If you want to know how he got Shinto, I actually know because I wasn't there in the call. Castille released Galicia. Portugal made it. Castille gave Portugal one Galician province. Portugal released Galicia as an independent state. Japan vassalized it, force converted it. One Shinto province in Iberia, and well, the rest is.
And then you're off to the races. How did Japan get the CD?
Well, no CD like West CD.
Or at least like the vision.
The vision probably by selling maps.
Whatever, it's glorious. Let's move on.
Yes, something to point out about Sweden before we leave is actually that Denmark is going to be gone, so Norway will break free. So I think we're going to see United Scandinavia next session.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
then I'm out of expansion routes, so let's see what happens then.
Then you will step all of your allies.
Obviously, yeah, I'll just attack Muscovy, Brandenburg, and Cologne all at the same time.
We got him on tape, boys.
Okay,
Let's jump down back into the HRE, I think. Franconia.
Franconia?
He's still making a lot of money. He still has his great national ideas. I'd expect him to have step up a bit. Yeah. Yeah. How is he looking dev-wise?
Yeah, complete ideas.
Yep.
Tech, good.
Pretty good dev for him. Franconia is just a great nation to play. What can I say?
You're totally not biased.
There is almost all churches, and I'm not enough of a tryhard to know how I feel about that.
Early on, it's fine.
But also it's
just
all
not the
production
best
buildings.
long-term investment.
So
It is also all. I would have built manpower before I built churches.
Oh, he
And
also built
no
the
or force limit buildings.
Well, if he
Yeah,
has
his
enough
manpower
building
is great.
slots to do all of those, then it's fine.
I mean, also he went quality instead of economic, so that keeps his manpower down a bit too.
He went. Oh, he's not going for the standard.
He's not going for greedy strats.
Yeah, the standard mediocre strategist meta.
But yeah, looks
Yeah.
nice.
Looks good. Let's go over to Bavaria. Yeah, I could have built a few more workshops, I think. And yeah, development isn't crazy right now.
Nice manpower. Yeah, got quantity.
Pretty
You
small.
probably pretty small. Probably want more in your ideas.
Oh, well,
What's your leader?
that's just rude. Of
Your leader's
Austria.
only a 422. Area's a 402. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Your prestige is at minus 69, which is really unfortunately not nice.
It's
Because
negative.
you want to disinherit this guy ASAP.
Looking at like Bavaria's allies and stuff, I feel like they're probably gonna die.
Only Franconia.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know if they have enemies, but
I guess Austria doesn't care about
Depends.
him.
Once again, this campaign is coming down to the whims of Austria.
yeah, like it would be a bit weird to let Bavaria live until now and now kill them, but you do you, Austria. Yeah, I think that's basically all you can say about Bavaria. It's just dependent on the nations around it.
Yeah.
Switzerland, on the other hand, is not. I'm kind of
I mean,
surprised.
it's still dependent on other nations.
I'm kind of surprised he's expanding into Italy. That's a bit crowded now.
It is crowded, but that's where they were going when they killed Savoy. The Papal, Florence, and Franconian alliance is decent. Again, weak France. So that's a
Opportunities.
Swiss opportunity at this point.
You
I mean,
just
they
need to
won
hope-
one war against France.
It will be problematic if Austria does want those lands, because that will basically be like Swiss and Austria having to fight over French lands. Not sure that the Swiss would like that.
I mean, Austria
I
has a lot of
don't know.
enemies, though. Like, Switzerland could very well be fighting Austria if he wanted that.
Well, Switzerland's ally Florence is allied to Austria, right?
Yeah, which is a bit of a weird alliance, but
I don't know what the Austrian interest in France is, other than
I think revenge
You-
might be part of it, because France
Yeah.
helped Brandenburg.
yeah, but there's no obvious land for Austria to take. Like, yeah, they lost two of their cores. They lost their two like weird disconnected cores.
Sundgau and Breisgau.
Yeah, like you need to kill Switzerland to have taken those cores back make any sense.
Or they just want to be like HRE, you know? He is a role player, he obviously wants
I
to score.
think he said he stopped role-playing after losing the war.
And that makes sense.
I mean, advisors for Switzerland are interesting, just level 3 admin.
Are they coring stuff? Because this is still the point where they could be coring stuff.
No.
They're about to be coring stuff, looking at
Yeah,
Milan.
2 provinces here, but Yeah, I mean, you can do it. You're paying off loans.
They've completed eco. You probably don't need the level 3 admin advisor anymore. Yeah, they're Tech 8, which is fine. They have 522. They've obviously been on an admin drive for, I would assume, a sensible reason, but you can probably switch off now, I would say. Oh, they do have 14 inflation, which isn't good.
It isn't good, it's amazing.
+3 stability. I assume that was through events, because that's nice to have, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say Switzerland is doing fine, but economy isn't that great.
Oh, you could build a 0.24 ducat workshop. You should build that. Like, you can do literally right now. Just do it. Do it now. Do it.
Well,
Anyway.
let's jump over to Florence, I think. He has to choose a tier 5 government reform. That seems easy enough to do.
Oh yeah. 513 ruler, which you probably just want to take States General now then, because 513 is meh. Completed quality eco, which is fine. Head attack, which is fine.
Not a ton of manpower, but given all the wars he's fought, that's also fine, I'd say.
No real point in embracing colonialism right now, but if you wanted to do it, you could.
Yeah, I think it's just a situation of fine all around, and he has the alliance with Austria, which might be eyeing up France here.
Yes. Yes, Florence would obviously, I think, want to go further into France, I imagine.
Okay, papacy. I think we discussed most diplomatic things for Florence already on other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not a lot of stab.
Literally the least amount of stab possible.
They went bankrupt, so probably that's partially why.
Yes, that would do it. Why'd they go bankrupt?
The war with Savoy, and then also a subsequential war against Naples.
They did murder Naples, so bankruptcy for murder.
They were bankrupt before they murdered Naples.
Okay.
They murdered Naples whilst bankrupt, but he really didn't do well.
Wow, that's unfortunate for Naples. You gotta feel bad, except I kind of don't.
I mean, ideas aren't looking great on.
You want them to be. You want them to be better, I think, particularly in Italy, where you get decent early. You get Renaissance so fast, basically.
Yeah, I feel like
he's scoring.
They're paying for +2 advisors, so like they probably know that. They're in Peasants' War, which is not far. Oh, it's going to be a lot of admin to get back up to end Peasants' War.
Ooh, yeah, but you need to go back up to 1.
Very sorry, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Kind of just needs to happen.
Yep, like just fix the struggles is the advice we can give the Papal State.
You've got nice land at this point. You've got a nice base. I think your diplomatic situation is fine. So yeah.
Austria, the big evil guy of the campaign.
I mean, he doesn't perceive himself as evil, but apparently half of Europe does. If we look at
that, isn't that
None of
the rule?
Evil people perceive themselves as evil.
I wouldn't call them evil, but on the other hand, the only thing they've done in the campaign towards me is they distracted Muscovy.
That is a good act.
But they do seem to be the final boss of the campaign so far.
I mean, this is something interesting. He does get a restoration of union against Bavaria, and given
he has the slots now.
Yeah, he only has one person under him now. That seems like something you need to fix. get more PUs.
He also has unlawful territory he got sent out just to be annoying.
Your tech is fine. You embraced colonialism pretty early. Probably fine, but your ideas are not good.
I mean, he did go bankrupt last session, so...
So that's how the war ended.
Yeah, he's ended in bankruptcy. We were pushing through Bohemia,
Okay.
and when we were on the doorsteps of Vienna, Austria went bankrupt.
Okay. Well, that's sad for them. Yeah, I guess why is Silly still alive? Did that get released? It must have gotten released from the Coalition War or something.
We don't really
imagine-
know. Like, I was looking at that at the end of the one, was like, oh, I don't know what happened here, but I
They
see.
probably got released looking at the fact that I expanded.
Yeah, those are the three. Wait, does Silly start with cores?
I thought Silly started with 1.
I think they might have this core, but this...
No, I think Silly starts with that core. I might be wrong, but I think it does.
Like, I think it has this core, but this one, I don't know. But maybe if you do...
I mean, there's no other way. Like, Silly must then have taken it from Austria, which I highly doubt.
I would assume it got released in a coalition war. Let's please not spend the next 10 minutes speculating
Yeah.
on this. On
Yes.
Silly.
That would be silly.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say here. Well, Austria is still a powerhouse, obviously. He did get beaten back. He doesn't have a big army right now. When is the truce up?
You've taken a hit. Your army is small, but you have the manpower.
Oh, that's a lot of truces.
1517, so 5 more years of truce for Austria.
And then it's that war o'clock again.
They can bounce back.
That must happen again, yeah.
Yeah, they can, but like he has made considerable enemies too. He has new friends.
If they
in the game.
can, okay, that's the caveat. If you can amend your Diplo, you can bounce back. If all of your neighbors continue to want you dead, that makes this a lot harder.
I mean, no one really ever intended to attack him, though. It was only ever a case of just please leave us alone.
I think Brandenburg at this point probably is willing to kill him, given the chance.
Maybe, but actually expanding into Poland is worth way more.
Well, like,
The
it's worth more for
Poland-
him, but removing a potential threat is also valuable.
Yeah, like Austria would have to stop being a threat, but I'm not sure if anyone's going to trust him with that.
Yeah, Brandenburg, you very understandably want to kill Austria, but you do have free, nice land, essentially, sitting in Poland right now.
Yeah, also
you'd
Brandenburg
have-
is pretty beaten
You'd have to
down, and
find
I'm-
an offensive coalition against Austria.
Yeah, that's also a totally different deal. Like, I can get why Brandenburg would want to do it. Also, Bohemian land is good for him to take. But that's something like selling me on it would be a bit hard, because why on earth would
Yeah.
I care about invading Austria?
So basically all of Europe would be willing to defend Brandenburg because Austria looks scary, but they won't be willing to murder Austria because then Brandenburg will become scary.
Yes. You're saying that like it doesn't make sense, but that does make sense.
It does make sense to some degree, but I don't even think that Austria was looking that scary. Just Austria was acting scary because it was so erratic. That's why I was like, better deal with it
Austria
now.
were very
Four
strong,
player
very
subjects at some
fast,
point.
and they threw their weight around a lot.
Yeah, like they were making demands and claims on every side, and just at the end, everyone was like, "Oh God, make it stop! We're going to have Brandenburg here."
Yeah. Other than that, I think
it's
Covered
fine.
Austria
We can
definitely.
have a quick look over at Hungary.
That's the new player. We should probably have an extra look at Hungary.
yeah.
Finally figured
we
out
don't
how
need
to type. He has loads.
Tech is.
He should have
fine.
gone bankrupt when Austria did.
Yeah. Maybe
Maybe
he
bankruptcy
needed to be
built
like-
actually, but
You're losing 8 ducats a month in interest. That's not good.
yeah, like that's
it's
hard to
on an
recover
income of
from.
40 though.
I think he should just still bankruptcy build maybe.
You should probably bankruptcy build at such a point that Austria has like a defense again.
Yeah, but
Yes.
this. Why is he
It's a-
paying his army though? For
The
certain-
problem, if he bankrupts now, then he might still be bankrupt at the time when Brandenburg comes knocking.
I don't think Brandenburg comes knocking though.
Well,
It's also
it's
not
unlikely,
like
but it's likely.
This is also a hole they could pull themselves out of, though, and I'm not going to tell a new player to bankruptcy build.
Yeah.
That's
all.
a lot can go wrong with that. To be fair,
A lot can go wrong with it. I think if you've not done it at this point, reduce your maintenance. I would just pull yourself out of
also-
this hole. It's not impossible.
yeah. Turn off some forts, reduce your maintenance, and
You're about to get Serbian rebels, so murder them and then turn off your forts.
I think what might be a bit of an
Reduce your
issue-
army maintenance and bunker down for a
What
bit.
might be a bit of an issue for him is that he's not seen as a player of his own right with the way this Austria thing is working out. So he can't really ask anyone for money because, like, only people that would be willing to give Austria money would be willing to give you money right now.
They're still making a profit though. They can pull this out by themselves.
Yeah, they can, but it would be easier if they had a friend to do it with.
Sure. Oh, you know what? You can sell titles like right now. You don't need 37 land. Sell titles. That's a loan you can pay off like instantly.
I think that was students.
Oh, actually, he could make way more money if he. So he's paying a lot in. Is this? If you turn this off and then maybe turn that off and that off.
Oh yeah,
People
you
won't
can.
turn
There's a
that
bunch of
on.
edicts you can turn off. We'll show the new player the edicts tab in the interface.
There's an edict step.
There's an
And
edicts
you
in
know,
map
you know
mode.
where, no, you know when you can build units. I've forgotten what it's called.
Right, there's also an edict step. Yeah, the
Yeah,
macro
we-
builder.
Yeah, the macro builder. It's way easier to turn off your edicts from there.
But you can also just look to all
Lua,
of
do you
your-
know where I'm talking about?
Isn't it here somewhere?
Yeah, production.
Yes. States.
States, yeah.
States, you can go edicts, and then you can turn them. Technically, you can turn them on from there, but I use them for turning them all off.
Well,
when
just
I
with
forgot
what I
to.
did here, you're now making 15 ducats a month, and you really want to be doing that. Like, keep the forts on in Serbia, then you can lower your maintenance. Like, the Serbian rebels are going to spawn, sure, but just let them spawn.
Yeah. They're 90.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
they're
might
90.
spawn on Kosovo.
They're 90%. They're gonna spawn like next month. So just your maintenance is up now. Keep it up. Kill the rebels, and then do all the budget stuff we just hunker down. I think.
Yeah, like
And
that's...
and you should be okay.
Yeah, if you do this, it's manageable. Muscovy, I think, is next on our list.
Time to look at what I burnt.
I can see some rebel occupations.
I can see negative money, that's a new loan, but he is not in debt anymore. Do you know if he went bankrupt to achieve that, or...?
I don't think he went. Maybe he. I don't know because after he murdered me, I left.
What's this prestige thing you're talking about? Why does he have minus 100 prestige?
I didn't win that many battles. We did. The way the I'll give a quick overview of the war is basically him and QQ declared on me. Timurids technically joined, but they joined right at the end of the war, and they joined so late they had like 0 impact. So, for all intents and purposes, it was QQ Muscovy versus me and Oirat, who is now Manchu. But I was on the front line. Danny also almost went bankrupt at the end for reasons I don't understand. Danny just did Danny things.
Just one question though, like the war ended when, like 10 years ago or something?
It was like halfway through the session.
Where's his
I mean,
manpower? Where's his army? Why does he only have 15k and 15k manpower? Where? Where did it go?
He fought. He fought Ninja, which is obviously costly.
Yeah,
And then
the way
obviously,
the
but-
way the war went. Oh, Delhi was also in the war, but
Yeah.
Delhi didn't have vision over like all of the important stuff. It's
Delhi
just
burned
what I'm gonna
down
say.
quickly, right?
So Delhi just kind of like sieged down some stuff in QQ, which is nice but not as impactful.
Oh, he's in a disaster.
Oh yeah, that's a civil war for you. I feel like the pretenders are winning here. And that's probably his plan, giving the leader
355.
Yeah, 355. It's better than his 603.
Didn't that tooltip used to lie at some point? I think Paradox tried like fixing that it tells you beforehand, and then they just made the tooltip lie. But they might have fixed that again.
Sounds like a Paradox thing to do, but I don't think they're lying. Anyway, the way the war basically went is Kazan, the province of Kazan, was A, one of my 2 forts, and B, it's a steppe province. So we basically had a hit and run strategy of I took all of the loans and did all of the death war things and murked up. We did a hit and run as much as possible on all of the steppes, basically. We kicked him out of Kazan a good few times, but like we probably won more battles than they did. We just like could not compete in terms of numbers and economics.
That minus 100
I
prestige
lost-
makes it seem like he lost the war.
Like, Muscovy is looking really rough from looking at this.
Ninja, you could probably come back.
I don't really want to now. I'm signed up for Wednesday game.
True.
B, Kazan was in a horrific state.
I mean,
I don't know why Kazan hasn't fallen to rebels.
Okay, something I shouldn't say too loudly right now, but I'm not allied to Muscovy, and Sweden could beat Muscovy right now.
I was gonna say, didn't you... Like, that alliance broke? Did you...
I didn't really break. Like, Muscovy asked me to unally you, to attack you, and then I was like, okay, no, I think he unallied me because of vassals. He had too many relations, not even human relations, but just relations, and I was like, yeah, sure, I don't care about you, just be friendly, and I allied England at some point.
Okay.
Also, Muscovy, if you're trying to let the pretenders win, put your vassals on not doing stuff, because they're fighting your pretenders for you.
Also, mothball the capital. Get them to work towards the capital.
Yeah, but Muscovy is like, I'm surprised at how rough the state of Muscovy is.
Yeah.
I am both surprised and not surprised because I was the person who did this.
Also, costly embargoes. They might be costly.
Costly embargoes. They have corruption to pay down.
Poland and Great Horde. I don't think you...
Those look like a strong trade nation you should embargo.
Yeah, but the other thing about Muscovy is he's now very much going to lose the race for Poland-Lithuania here, because he's not in a state to take Poland-Lithuania right now.
You think so?
I mean, he has 15k troops.
Stuff needs fixing. You're paying a lot... Like, 11 corruption sucks, but honestly, so does paying almost 14 ducats a month to pay it down.
It's almost half your income.
I would reduce that to... Like, you need to pay it down, but I would reduce that to something more sensible.
Wait, his income to dev is terrible.
Let's look at autonomy.
That income is, like, comparable to Cologne.
Do you have any more questions, or...
Yeah, 38 average local autonomy is not good. Can they reduce autonomy? It's probably worth it in this situation, right? Only in two or three
They're
provinces.
going through a civil war. They might not be willing to have more rebels guys up.
That's possible. Also,
Actually,
they
what
can
does he
only
need to
it in,
do
like,
to
4.
stop the Civil War? Oh yeah, he needs to kill the Pretenders.
And have legitimacy, which he's not going to have anytime soon. So that civil war is going to stay.
The Cossacks and the Burghers hate them. They do have crown land, at least.
So you're going to have permanently plus 10. Like, is it just me, or does he not have rebels? Like, I'm surprised to find him not having any uptaking rebels.
It's probably because all of it's pretenders, and those have already risen up.
Yeah, probably most. Yeah, he's the recent uprising there. When are those over? Oh no, in 3 years the recent uprisings are over and the civil war will not be over.
Muscovy is going to be in a rough state for like the next 3 decades or so.
Okay, you
Ninja.
better really make friends with Qara Qoyunlu and Timurids, because if anyone decides that this looks juicy, you have a big problem on your hands.
QQ, I think, is a pretty loyal friend for them at this point.
Yeah.
But even then, like, if I go back to the very ludicrous situation of me considering this, I could probably deal with QQ's army.
Could you deal with Timmy's army?
not at the same time. But like at that point, well, but just what I'm saying is, if he finds enemies somewhere, and like even Manchu could be at some point if he expands into this region anymore, Muscovy is looking kind of weak and very defenseless.
Can QQ even protect him because maps?
I reckon I just need to. Oh, that's not attack you can type. Terra Incognita. Yeah, he can, just not in this region. But if I attack, I have a big wall protecting Sweden.
The wall
He
of
can walk through
mystery.
that though.
Like, what's Finland? We know what Sweden is, but Finland? No.
He knows the lakes.
Yeah, he knows this is not Finland, but that's... we're not sure about it. Okay, actually we can just stay in Qara and see what he's doing.
Yeah, we can. I'm so sorry, Muscovy, even though I'm not really sorry.
I mean, he
He attacked
attacked.
you.
You won the war, you got me land fair and square, but... Oof.
I know QQ has permission from the Timurids to form Persia, so that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just not... Is it going to happen that soon, though?
Does he have the tech for it?
I don't think it's bound to any tech. But he has to be not a tribe, which will take him a while. Like, that's 2 more
I think
reforms.
then it will happen.
Yeah, probably as soon as he's not a tribe.
Yes. Can you reduce autonomy? Just make that happen faster? There's a decent few provinces you can reduce autonomy in. And your nation seems fairly stable, so I think you probably should. Yeah, you've got the budget for it. And the troops. I would reduce autonomy.
What vessel
There's
does he
no
have?
one it looks like you're going to int immediately.
Didn't know Hasa belonged to QQ.
Those Arabian vessels just be weird. Everyone wants them.
Is this... Okay, this is Mamluk. So basically you have this snake and that to Mamluks, and then that's Yemen, and this is a bit QQ.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like playing some sort of board game over there with those Arabian nations.
It makes sense, it's just a bit confusing.
Yeah, I think QQ's looking pretty good.
Honestly, just QQ seems like a good nation.
Yeah.
They've been building workshops. They have not been building manpower, but if
They'll be looking thick.
prioritize the
good
workshops,
friends.
I guess.
Like they're
looking a bit
allied to the
thicker, though.
Mamluks and the Timurids.
Manpower, max manpower is pretty good. Could build more troops, but you don't necessarily need to.
Okay, I
if you're
just
on
was very
terms with
confused
your
if this
neighbours.
means that Timurids will become a Gujarat march, but I think Gujarat wants to become a march of Timurids.
There's no like proposal to become someone's march. They just decide to become a march.
Internal conflicts. That's an unfortunate thing to happen.
Belly can handle some rebels.
Yeah, I mean, he's very close. Like, actually, if he... Like, it's over if he just steps up.
Now, what I really want to know is, have they fired the military missions? Yes, they have. All of them? Yeah, I think they've fired all of the really good Timurid military missions,
For what,
which
though?
is well, they were involved.
Oh, actually, Mewar did what we told him. He conquered the mountain.
Timurids had a really big war with Vijay, I think.
Yeah.
And
Depends on what you call a big war.
Vijay bankrupted for it, didn't they?
Well, Fiji was in a really horrible state. Like,
Yeah.
was it costly for the Timurids?
I don't think it was a costly war, but I think it was a war they had to pump resources into. So they either fired the missions for that, or Krediax did something real unfortunate and fired the missions to... I don't think he did. I think they were probably already fired. But when he joined the war to try and stack White Delhi's armies and then missed, if he fired them then, I will feel very bad for Belly. Either way, it's done.
Belly gets new missions when he forms the Mughals. So
Yes, but the 3 really good military missions they probably realistically wanted to use to fight either Delhi or Mewar, and now I can't see them in the country modifiers. They might have even run out by now. In which case, they were definitely used against Vijay. Which means you don't have them against Delhi or Mewar, which I think puts you on the back foot at this point. You just like you've got your nice mountain forts, but Delhi and Mewar have the force of economics on their side. I think.
Well, he has QQ. QQ's pretty rich.
Yeah.
And he himself also has a decent income.
I'm not saying Timurids are in a bad position, even though the Timurid possessions in freaking South India are still weird.
He needed to go into India somehow.
Dude, I'm not gonna fight this battle again with Delhi. But your expansion in India is weird.
That makes sense to me.
I'm not going to discuss that. Fine.
Okay.
This is what's happened. We've accepted it. We're moving on.
Yeah, Delhi. Delhi's looking good. He's making money. That's good for him. He's actually making a lot of money. But that's just the region he's in. Yeah.
His income is the same as the Timurids, basically.
Yeah, this is what I mean, is I think Delhi scales better at this point. If Timurids can't throw the mission armies against them. Delhi has a bunch of nice manpower bodies they can build. They have workshops.
Punjab be looking hoods.
Yeah, I do want him to form Punjab. I'm just not sure if we're going to see it.
All it would take is them going Sikh. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Delhi's just looking very good. Not much to say about it.
I'm going to assume they have the right setup for estates in India. I don't know what the optimal thing is. I just know that you want things.
Vaishyas are gates, I think.
Probably.
But,
Complete eco, please. I guess.
Yeah, finish your ideas. That's not really an advice to give.
Hire at least a level 1 admin advisor. You really want to finish eco, I think.
I think that might just have died.
You picked quantity as well. It is possible, but you have the money.
He has the money for an advisor.
You have the money. You have the money for a level 2, realistically.
Yeah.
Mewar also has a lot of money. I just jumped over there. It's basically the same situation as Delhi, I'd say. He has a bit more expansion room, but he's also more locked in by this weird-ass Gujarat vassal of Timurids.
Still makes sense to me.
Okay, that's a huge problem, I think.
It really is a you problem.
It's not a problem, though.
It is.
Because it's reality.
Reinforcing Bahmanis from the Timurids along that road is a nightmare. That is all I. That is
no land connection.
That is all I will say.
Yeah, like that's not even a land connection. There's this.
Yeah.
It was a land connection, but it was also a real break, so that got fixed. I think there's some stuff in safe edits. But move on.
These are some weird borders.
Built workshops. It's Belly's fault. Hashtag blame Belly.
Hashtag always do that.
Hashtag blame Belly.
Vijay. Well, I'd expect it to be not as good as the other ones, given what it looked like in the first session. I think big thing to look at is autonomy for him now. It's better, it's not great. Yeah. Average of 34.
It's at least not the average of 90.
Yeah, it has become better. I think it's stabilized, and impressively enough, apparently he did fight a war.
He fought a big war with Timurids, I think. It was definitely a big war for Vijay.
Oh, I built something. Don't build that. Just that's my advice. Don't build a building I just built. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough spot for Vijay. But the alliances are looking like he's not going to get attacked again anytime soon.
And it's looking like things against the Timurids can swing in your favor. So.
Yeah. Also, Timurids, like all of these guys, like each other. This should be a bit of a worry for Timurids, especially because Muscovy is fucking useless. So right now, Timurids and Qara against all of India would be a war. that could happen.
Maybe the Mamluks will be willing to help Timurids out.
Would they though, after all the hard wars they've gotten, and they don't have the rewards of them yet? Like, if I were Mamluks, I would be, I kind of want to form Rum more than fight in India.
That will be fair, yeah. But you never know with Banana.
That's true, he might be too nice to say no. Yeah, I mean, Vijay, just the weakest link in the chain, but also a very strong chain to be in.
Yes.
And Bengal is what you expect the Bengal to be, I think. Yeah, a shit ton of money. God, he's just drowning in money. And he could have so many more troops, so if Bengal wants to kick Timurids out, he could be a big contributor to that.
Whose side is Bengal? Are they're still allied with Vijay and Mewar?
Yeah.
I think Timurids, if they could swing Bengal onto Team Timmies,
That would be very big for Timmy's. Very big.
Yeah, like, ditch Muscovy, because Kazan is dead now anyway, the alliance makes 0 sense. And if they could trade it in for Bengal, that would be a lot better, because I think Bengal is more of a question mark with the Indian diplo. I might be talking out my ass, that's entirely possible. But
Yeah, like, I have no idea what's going on in India.
Bengal, I think, was neutral in the conflict between Timmies and India.
yeah, this is what I mean.
Then again, until Bengal forms Nepal, I think he has one of the worst national idea sets in the region, so...
But when he has Nepal, he'll have...
Yeah, when he has Nepal, but right now Kathmandu is still very much independent, and swapping over to Nepal will get him through a phase of relative weakness, so...
Well, I mean, Delhi has no time to be attacking him. There's no way that Xylem is going to do anything useful.
Yes.
So he'll probably be safe.
I'm not saying he won't be, but I'm just not sure if he would want to be joining a Timurid cause here, necessarily. Especially because Bengal will scale so well. Like, yes, I think like a good chunk of India, I wouldn't say the most, like a very sizable chunk. He has a good ally in Khmer that's basically guaranteed to be his friend. I feel like he has a good position of just waiting out for what it's worth, becoming Nepal in a peaceful way, and then deciding what to do about India.
He has some lands to dev, he has deving ideas.
Actually, has a lot of good lands to dev. Like, it's tropical, yeah, but even around over the mountains here, there's still good land to be found. Okay, Tibet is the next one then.
Whilst we're looking at this all-important nation, I'm going to do one thing. Hey, Bluick, is the recording still working?
It is.
Hey!
Also, we need to hurry up
Yeah,
a bit because I need to
handy.
leave at half.
Or
Tibet.
5:30.
Yes.
Okay,
Or 7:30
Lightning.
for me. Tibet.
sure. Lightning round.
Well, good alliance slots, good national ideas, obviously. Not a lot of them filled in because of lack in economic, but I mean, it's Tibet. What do you expect? He's dirt poor.
This Tibet, you know what you're in for.
But actually, I'm surprised they let him have this land. Like,
Why?
that's Samarkand. Samarkand trade center is usually something you don't give away lightheartedly. Especially because it's developable. Like these provinces.
I think Delhi was probably not paying attention.
That could very well be. And then Tibet is a friend of Delhi again, so...
Yeah, they have a gold mine.
I'm guessing Ballet didn't want to bother making yet another enemy.
Possibly.
Manchu.
We need to lightning round. Manchu.
Manchu is sitting on a lot of debt.
Big Manchu. Oh!
I
Told
mean,
you Danny almost went bankrupt.
Yeah.
36 inflation.
Actually,
Like, on the one hand, you have almost all of China.
yeah, but his economy isn't terribly great. Do you know if he plans to go for Qing, or...
No idea. I think he only got as far as thinking about Manchu, but I don't.
And he
I
still
think-
has
no,
10%
I
shock
think he-
damage.
I think he wants to perform King. I'm not sure. Ask him. Not me.
He was in the skull a couple of times.
He pops in and out.
I mean, I can't really tell what his plans are here. Like, just gobble up the
I
rest
think
of
he's
China and Korea.
Told me and I forgot.
Will he gobble up Korea? He left it around so nicely for Japan to take. You know?
I think Japan is taking it as we speak.
Yeah.
Speaking of Japan,
Yeah.
we're jumping over to Japan.
That was a quick Manchu.
I don't like if you have something to say about Manchu, go ahead. But I just
He
like
big boy.
yeah,
Fix your 36 inflation. That's all I have to say.
yeah, he very big, but also he have big problem with money.
Also reformed the Mongolian Empire.
Okay, so first thing to look out for with Japan is what is his average autonomy? It's only 38 now. That's improved a lot since last session.
What? It was more than that?
Way more. Like that really flew under the radar how much GMG suffered from the war with Jarvan, who was on Oda. Yeah, but it's looking okay now, and I feel like he's getting all of Korea. That seems good for him. Idea-wise, yeah, not a lot of progress. He's also
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
quite a lot, like he's lagging behind quite a lot in tech.
And just gonna get worse because institutions.
On the bright side, it does have a 536 as leader, which is pretty decent.
Well, I'm gonna go get dinner. You guys continue roasting people.
Alright.
Yeah,
Play.
I think he will be doing fine. Actually, we could just record a short second part at some point. Like the nations that are left aren't like everyone will cry if we don't get them done before the session happens.
That is possible.
I mean, if we keep rushing through them like this, we just don't say anything about them.
Are we going to say anything about the upcoming nations anyway? Who's left? We can do
We could also
a
just leave
small...
them out because we can just do Khmer and then call it a day because I have nothing to say about Cusco.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. We'll see if we get flamed in Tavern for leaving out the New World.
Okay, so Khmer. That's the last really important nation. Actually, I can turn this back off. Well, doing better idea-wise, and also killed Pasai obviously didn't come back. Madyas appears to be getting all the islands in this region. I mean, if that's the case, I don't know who's getting Brunei. Probably would be fair to give it to Khmer.
Probably Khmer. Malacca is, I think, by far the nicest trade node in this region.
Yeah, it's a very good trade node to have.
But yeah, Madyas, economic exploration. Not terrible.
He's just
tech.
going to colonize the shit out of this region, I think.
Yes.
I'm a bit surprised he went with Explo. Like, why not expansion?
I've done expansion before, and if you kill all the AI fast enough, the Terra Incognita does actually get annoying.
Okay, fair enough then.
Because if everyone goes, oh, someone else will explore everything, and then no one does. Well, they haven't Portugal. Anyway.
Well,
I don't know.
I think
Expansion could make sense, but I'm not actually convinced it's the worst. Exploration's the worst. So.
yeah, I mean, totally fair to go this way.
Mhm.
Okay, we can just skim over the New World. I don't think we need to look into the nations, but we can look at who conquered what. Cusco is still looking very juicy down there. I mean, no wars happened between any nations here, if I see this right. Is Chickasaw still a player?
Don't know.
47 development, Nahuatl Chickasaw. Actually, all of these tribes are Nahuatl now. And who's Protestant up here? Iroquois is Protestant. Okay.
Oh, really? Sweet.
And Blackfoot is still Totemist. Well, this is just a melting pot of religions at this point.
Natives doing native things. We don't have anything really interesting to comment, I think.
For Malaya. Oh, I was still on Madyas. I was so confused.
I think they've all reformed at this point. Their tech all looks like they've reformed at this point. I think it would be late to not reform. Oh, Chickasaw has not reformed, which makes me think it's not a player.
Yeah, probably didn't rejoin. If it's just still one province.
Yep,
Okay.
Andalusia could be interesting, but that's a next session thing.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think we went through all the nations. More or less.
More or less.
Okay, this will only take me a few days to put out with all the render time. Okay, thanks for the recording.